All right, going live in three, two, one. This is Soaking Up Spilled Ink with Rachel. We have Rachel on this afternoon. How are you doing this afternoon, Rachel?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm okay. So we were talking before we went live, the warmer weather. So you're up to into the 70s, is that right?
Yeah, I'm at 72 right now, and I'm very excited about that.
And I told you I think I'm closer to like 84 degrees, I think. And then you're like, so do you like the extremer warmer weather?
Uh, Honestly, if it could stay like between 75 and 80 all the time forever, I'd be fine with that. Like
Oh,
that's
okay.
where spring should stay for a really nice long time. It feels
Okay.
good. You can have the windows open. You don't need the air conditioner or anything. It's nice.
Gotcha. Well, unfortunately, my house seems to retain the heat, so it gets even though it gets up to 80 degrees, it just seems to get like closer to 90 inside. So I don't have a pro. I need to get one of those. I guess ceiling or I guess it's a roof fan that helps ventilate
Hmm.
the heat. I guess that's what it is. So, but alrighty. Well, anything else going on in the world of Rachel?
Um, Nothing exciting that I can think of.
Okay. Well, this is the first time we're doing a midday show versus an evening show, so we're going to try this, and hopefully this will work out pretty well. For those who want to support what we're doing, I have an affiliate link in the description below for NordVPN. It's a good service for I've used it several times, and if you're looking to protect your identity, hide your location, also watch streaming videos from different parts of the world, it can work for you. We are on average we're getting like around more than 200 clicks per week now. So, but that doesn't mean we're not too many people are buying, but we're definitely getting we're keeping the people NordVPN happy that we're actually promoting their service at the very least. So if the price I believe is like about 70% discount. So
Mhm.
if you decide to purchase it, that would help fund what we're doing, and we really appreciate that.
Very much so.
And also, you have
I
your
do.
yeah.
Literacy Connections of the Hudson Valley. We are a nonprofit organization in the Hudson Valley area of New York. We get volunteers to help teach people how to read for the first time or to help teach people how to speak English. If you are not in the Hudson Valley area, you can always click the donate link on our page because every little bit helps what we do.
Okay. And there's a complete description that's also complete in the description below, just below the NordVPN link. And
Hmm.
if is there how's that? Is that going pretty steady right now? How's that? Anything new with that, or that's
No, we're doing pretty good right now. I have a class going in both Middletown, New York and Newburgh, New York. So for ESLs, and they are completely free classes. If you know anybody in those areas that needs an ESL class, you can absolutely go there. And that's English as a second language, or it should more accurately be EFL, which would be English as a foreign language, as most people in other countries speak at least like a lot of other countries speak more than one language. US is pretty special where we only usually speak one. But so those classes are free, and again, we rely pretty much entirely on donations and grants from the state. So if there's anything that you can do, we have a few fundraisers going on. If you click that news tab, you'll see a few different fundraisers we have going on as well. And I was actually thinking of maybe setting up like a Ted Lasso trivia or something. I've done a scavenger hunt in the past, and if there's some interest, maybe I'll set that up
oh, okay.
because that could be
And that
fun.
would be that'd be interesting. So
It'd be virtual, yeah.
and the link for that will be actually on the website later.
Yeah,
Do
it
you?
would be. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm still trying to gauge interest, so we'll see.
okay.
So if you're interested, let me know.
Cool. Yeah, and the contact information is all on the website, and
It sure is.
everything that we said is also on the links for that is in the description. What Rachel just said is also in the description below. So, alrighty,
Hmm.
cool. Alrighty, well, let's check our question from last week, our last show. That is,
Hmm.
yes. What is your favorite spy? I actually got a pretty decent response on this one. 1,700
Ooh.
votes.
Sterling Archer wins.
53%. Yes. James Bond is 30. 7% with Austin Powers, 6% with your choice, and only 3% with Maxwell Smart. Interesting. take a look at our responses here.
Ooh, Sterling Archer rocks. Oh, Mr. Bean. I don't know if Mr. Bean counts as a spy. He just kind of bumbles into things.
Yeah, is he? Is that? Yeah, I've only seen one of the. I haven't really watched it. Isn't that just like a comedy bit or?
Oh yeah, I mean, there are movies and stuff too, though. So he's got his own stuff. Lloyd Forger, don't know that one. Sean McMinison, Mission,
Oh, in Cars 2?
Cars 2. Never watched those movies. Kate Archer from No One Lives Forever, a stealth first-person shooter made by Monolith Productions in 2000. Okay. The one from TF2, don't know what TF2 is. We got a Who is Maxwell Smart up here. Do you know what TF2 is?
I was going to actually
You're
do
just going to Google it?
Yeah, just a little search, yeah. Well, let me see what comes up here. Just
Maxwell Smart is a bumbling kind of a spy that gets the job done with his hot sidekick, Agent 99.
And it was a TV show, and then it was made in, there was some follow-up movies during during the 80s, and then they came with
they made a new one too, right?
Right, yeah.
New-ish. With what's his face? His name was Maxwell Smart.
the 40-year-old virgin.
For the new version that they made.
Yeah, the 40-year-old virgin. The guy played.
Yeah. Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember his name, yeah.
Steve Carell was Maxwell Smart, and Anne Hathaway was Agent 99.
Right. And I don't think that one did very well. I don't know.
No. I thought it was fun, but it's not like it was going to be a blockbuster.
Alrighty.
Yeah, let's see. Jason Bourne Forever. Is he really like a spy? I mean, he's mostly just trying to figure out his own life, but I guess he's supposed to be a spy. Another TF2 spy.
Okay, so, yeah, go ahead. I'm going to bring this up here. So I did a search just on IMDb, and
TF2
Nightmare. Let's see.
No.
Not sure what that is. Sorry. If someone could explain that, we would really appreciate that. So neither of us seem to know what that is. Okay.
Let's see. Oh wait, there's like a whole Team Fortress.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. Official TF2 weekly wiki is what I found when I Googled it. Yeah, I guess it's a whole spy Team Fortress something or other. The Spy.
Is it a game or a TV show or?
I can't tell. I think it might be a game. Okay. Looks like a game.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Oh.
Here we go. Right there. Team Fortress.
Team Fortress 2. There you go.
Okay. Oh, it's a game.
I guess it's a game that was probably, yeah. Okay.
I recognize, I've never played it, but I do recognize the imagery. So.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Cool.
Me, I'm my favorite spy. There you go. Your favorite emo boy is also his own favorite spy. Another vote for themselves. Okay. Spy Gaming TF2. That's more popular. Interesting. Sterlitz, Major Isaviev. That seems to be. Don't know. James Bond is the best spy. Oh, Black Widow. I forgot about Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff. Yeah. I forget to add her in that because, yeah, but she is a spy. Poland. Okay. So he has a vote for himself.
Oh.
Undercover brother.
I'm glad you caught that because I was trying to figure out what that was. So.
Yeah. Like Undercover Brother. Okay. My mom. Ethan Hunt. Yes. Okay. Mission Impossible movies. Good point. Pink Panther. Right. Good one. Oh, yeah. The Beretta M82 loaded 50. This thing could kill a building. Forgot if that's what he actually said, but I'm gonna roll with it's. Yeah. That's pretty much what he said. I could kill a building. Yeah. Inspector Gadget, yeah. I feel like we read these.
I think few. Pink Panther falls more in line with Inspector Gadget because Inspector was more of he was a police officer more than a spy. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like a detective kind of a deal.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
private investigator, that's the word.
Well, he was both of those, they were both working for the police force. I wouldn't be private investigator.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Right, and then there's Inspector Gadget down there, right? Yeah, we did read these a little bit.
Okay, cool. The Sterling Archer, I for something I'd never heard of before, I find that quite interesting. So that's only because I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. It's not. I'm not, Matt, I'm not saying. I'm not saying it wasn't something that should deserve it. I'm just saying it's just me being too, and engulfed in my work and everything. To step out and see the world around me. That's all. So,
There you go. Yeah.
alrighty. Anything else
So,
you'd like to add to that?
no, no.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, we were talking about doing our question for today. What did you? What would? Actually, honestly, I forgot now.
Genre of music. What's your
Oh, that's right.
favorite genre of music? I think like the usuals are, rock, pop, hip hop. I really don't want to put country on there because I don't like country music, but people do. And I'm sure people would vote for it.
So you're just trying to keep it from appearing, is what you're trying to do.
It's
I
not
will say
exactly fair or impartial, but
I'm not a I don't like country music, though. I will say some of the stuff there was like a transition period from
Mhm.
like the 70s into the 80s. Some of those early 70s songs were kind of crossed over into being more into a pop category. And then
Mhm.
they changed over during the 80s into the 90s, and from that point forward they were just, I can't stand any country music. So but
Hmm.
there's it's there was yeah, it was, I just remember when I was younger there was just a lot of songs that's crossed over. It could be classified as either top 40 or country for a while. So
Mm.
and, and that was, like I said, during the 70s and early 80s. So but that's the only kind of country music I could probably tolerate.
Hmm.
So I agree with you mostly on that. So what would you put as the first category then? Pop?
Rock. We can go
Rock.
rock and then pop. And then we can stick with R's, rock, pop. Oh no, pop is not an R. Wow, good job. Okay, I know what I'm doing. um,
Rock, I guess.
yeah. Hip hop.
All right.
And then I don't know. There's so many
Um,
like subgenres. I guess we probably need to
that's
put,
I'm trying to
for the sake of fairness.
I should know. Hold on a second. There's jazz. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
jazz.
we can do jazz, and then we can put add in your own. That way, we don't have to put in country. Moderately biased poll.
So, what would your favorite category be?
Um,
Like
I kind of go back and forth between rock and pop.
the problem I have with rock for a while is that they were only. It seemed like for a long time, when it came to like classic rock, that is, they would play the same 200 songs on a radio
Mm-hmm.
station over and over and over to the point where it was just annoying to listen to them, which is annoying, which is a
Yeah.
shame because they were good songs. So,
Mm-hmm.
so there was so many other songs they could play, but they were just resorted to playing the same category, the same catalog of songs over and over. And that's what kind of drove me away from listening to any kind of rock station. I'm not saying rock in general, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
makes me not want
Yeah.
to listen to.
Right. Yeah. Things get very repetitive.
Alrighty, let's see. What was your favorite genre of music? Rock, pop, hip hop. Okay, so look good.
Let's see. I think so. Yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go. We're gonna post that. Alrighty. So today's episode that we're going to review of Ted Lasso is episode 4, and I corrected for those who Rachel pointed this out before we went live. I had the wrong episode number in there. It has been corrected, so it does say on the video title as episode number 4. So
Mm.
the reason we were Rachel chose that question was because in this episode, what they have to choose. Go ahead and describe that if you could, Rachel.
I'm sorry. The reason we
Go ahead and
chose the
describe
oh,
the
the
question. I'm
episode.
sorry. Yeah,
So
the
the
reason
reason we
we chose.
chose the question is because they were in this episode. They have a gala event, and the musical guest cancels, and they're trying to search for a different musical guest for the event. So that's why we decided to go with music genres for the question.
Yeah, there we go. So here's our episode. Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
So and now the show it's definitely keeping my interest. So I gotta say, on the
That's
fourth
good.
episode. Definitely, I definitely appreciate the recommendation. I'm only watching them one at a time as we progress through. I don't want to go through them too quickly.
Mm,
So,
yeah,
but
that's a good idea.
but as far as every time I watch, I'm not sitting back there going, "Oh my goodness, what did I miss?" Because sometimes if I watch a show and my interest is not there, I'll be
Mm-hmm.
going, what do I need to remember about this show again?" And it's like I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's it. Definitely has my interest from each and every episode. So as they
Good.
progress. So and the funny part is the guy on the left,
Beard.
the beard, right? Yeah, he was. As I'm watching the episode later on, he was wearing a suit, and so he looked so different wearing that suit. I
Oh.
didn't recognize who he was.
Yeah, that
Like
happens.
I was like, who is that guy? It's like, oh, and then finally, it's like after a few minutes, I realized that was him. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
alrighty. So the show starts off
With
with you.
a
Go ahead if you
little
would.
point of contention here. They're not doing too well in this game, and Jamie says something mean as usual to Sam, because Sam's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put the ball where you wanted it," and Jamie said something super rude, and Roy's trying to tell him to like knock it off, and he's like calling him like old timer and stuff, and they start to fight, and gets broken up.
They don't. I know, just yeah, the old timer. He doesn't really look that much older because he said he was like 10 years older.
I think
Like,
Jamie's supposed to be 21 and Roy is supposed to be like 38 or something
oh,
in
is he
his
really?
30s. Yeah.
Oh, he moves very well. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would not. I don't know how old the actor is, but if the actor is 38, he's aged very well. Then let me
Let's
rephrase that. But
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah,
No,
he does not look
the actor is
old.
41.
Wow, that's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
decent.
But, in sports, a lot of the times there are a lot of younger, it's like a younger man's game kind of a deal, you don't see a lot of that many older people in like sports and things like that.
Yeah.
So to them, he's like ancient.
And is that the same? I assume I don't know. I know I know that is definitely the case in football, American football. I used to
Mm-hmm.
be somewhat of an American football fan, not so much anymore. But
Mm,
the is that the case? I guess so in England where this is taking place, I guess that's the
mm-hmm.
same here too. So um as far as the is he how many other characters in this are supposed to be that age? Are there a lot of them or
I mean,
is it
yeah,
just
no, they're all in between there. A lot of them are younger. Like in the first episode, we had Sam's 20th birthday, like and stuff. So they're kind of younger.
and I mean, how many older characters? I guess is there a broad
Oh,
range of
yeah, I think there
characters?
is a bit of a range. Some of them are older. I think Roy is definitely the oldest one there is. And Ted
Okay.
breaks them up, and he's like, and then Jamie's like, lucky coach saved you, old man. And Roy's like, call me old one more time. And
Yeah.
Jamie's like, sorry, granddad. Look at his face. Great
No.
pause. That was a great pause. And they still have a second half to play.
And
Yeah.
now, as far as the realism and as far as the actual sport itself in real life, are there people that are his age in their late 30s?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, there are. It looks like the average age is about 26, but there are a lot of people that are older as well that still play.
okay, okay, yeah, I think that's pretty old for football, American football. I mean, so.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure. I can't remember. I just remember, yeah,
Um,
football's more physical, and I guess it's as far as it's,
yeah,
I harder. Your body takes a lot more pressure,
yeah, punishment
beating.
for sure. Yeah. I'm just looked it up. The almost 80% of soccer players are between 21 and 29.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, he'd
So,
be up there. All
yeah.
right.
And then we have our.
Okay. What was this? What was it? Were they? What he was writing something on the board there a second ago. What,
Oh, yeah, they were just talking a little bit of strategy, but it was mostly about these two fighting.
okay.
Yeah.
So we go into our
We
intro.
got
Let's
our
go.
intro, and then yes, they're trying to place people for the meeting tonight for the gala event. And I like this one. She's like, I still haven't placed Elaine Kenner yet. Awful woman. And then Higgins is like, oh, she won't be coming. She got kicked in the face by her horse. And she's like, oh, the poor thing. Is the horse okay?
Yeah.
And she just, the way
Well,
she
who's
tosses it off, it's just so funny.
now the character that they're talking about? Is that a person that we've seen? Because I don't
No,
remember.
no, just a
Okay,
random, just a random name.
gotcha.
So they're talking
The
a little bit, and she calls out to Coach Beard, you have to choose either chicken or steak. Ask Ted who he's going to bring. And Ted says he's going to bring Nate.
oh yes, and she uses the expression +1 later on in the
Yeah.
movie, but it kind of threw me off. She said that was someone else's +1. I was like, what? I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. It took me a
So,
second.
right. Yeah. So Beard already is bringing a date. So he's going to bring Nate instead because he thought him and Beard were just going to be the two together. But Beard has a date. And this is the first episode where you see his date, Jane, who
Is
is
that becoming a
one of the
regular?
head writers on the show.
Oh, is it? Okay, interesting.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like her little cameo appearance. She didn't have much of a speaking role though. I remember in
No,
this.
she's randomly in a few episodes. She doesn't say a lot, but is usually crazy.
Okay. All
Hmm.
right. So
And yeah, talking
the
about the dress, and she's trying to, and Ted wants to see if he can sit Jamie and Roy together at the same table so that he can try and like mend fences and stuff like that. And she pulls out this dress and she says, I don't know if I can get away with this anymore. And he goes, it's all about confidence. You can absolutely wear that. And that's a little bit important later because of her ex-husband makes a comment at her about the dress.
right,
Um,
and well, that was confusing. Explain that to me, because he doesn't have any ownership at all, or how does that work exactly with
yeah,
the?
so when they got divorced, she knew that he loved the club. So she used her family is independently wealthy. So she didn't get her money from him. But so she had a good set of lawyers and she did everything she could so that she could get the club in the divorce and keep him away from it. He doesn't get an ownership stake. He gets nothing to do with the club. And the club was like one of his favorite things in the world that he loved more than her. So when they got divorced, and like he was dragging her through hell and like flirting with and like flaunting all of his indiscretions and such, um she took the club because it was one of the things she could get that he really actually wanted. And so
Gotcha.
she made it in the stipulation in the divorce that he couldn't have an ownership stake in the club.
The thing that threw me off was I thought he had some sort of ownership, and that's why, because later on he's throwing all this money into the at the very end. I forget how
Yeah,
much he
that's
don't.
into the charity and stuff, but no, he's just rich and he's a jerk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, here's Beard. Is that Beard I saw?
No,
No, I'm
that's
sorry.
Higgins. Yeah. So Higgins comes in and the musical guest is canceled and they're they have to figure somebody else out.
Yeah, and the guy they figure out is this
A
Ted picks a
street
guy that's on the
performer,
street.
yes.
Yeah.
And that
So
is an actual London street performer. You can see him randomly on the streets of London. His name's Cam
oh
Cole, and he does perform on London streets.
oh, it's interesting. Okay,
Hmm. You see
we
him
get
in
to that
another
more.
episode as well. Before this, actually, he's randomly in one of the episodes. You see him in the background.
Okay. So
So
okay,
now
so this.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I talk a lot with this because like I just know all of it so well. And they're talking about fashion, and he doesn't think that his suit is fashionable because there's no hood, no zips, no color, no anything. It's just one color, and it looks terrible. And he goes, "I look like a banker," and she goes, Not with pants that tight around the crotch." And he's like, "I look like a banker with a really great cock." And she goes, "Babe, if those existed, we wouldn't be together," which I loved.
and
And
and he
then,
takes the actual shirt off. Yeah,
mhm.
it goes like that. I guess it kind of works. So
It does, yeah. Kind of works for his douchey guy appearance, you know. It works for him. And then
and
they do stuff. And here
oh,
comes,
oh, oh sorry, yeah,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah. Ted calls his wife, gets the voicemail, tells her that he did need the suit after all. She was right, and he's still trying to connect with her and everything, and she just doesn't seem to be
Well, yeah, explain that because I was
responding to his attempts.
explain that again with the backstory between her and him and his wife. What
So
they're on
they're
the
on like a
house.
break kind of a thing, he's trying to give her space, and that's why he decided to take this job. He's more of a, he wants to fix things, and he wants to, you know, shower her with like kindness and gifts and things like that, and that's not what she needed. And he figured the best way to stop himself from doing that was to take a job, you know, 4,000 miles away. And so anytime like they have a phone conversation, it's always a little awkward. And in this one, he just gets her voicemail, and he's just still trying to be his positive self and reach out. And it's just, I think it's a little, it's not exactly obvious that she's not making that effort either. It's just you see it a little bit here and there that she's not responding positively to any of the attempts he makes to reach out.
Okay. And but it was there was not really much here except for this
No,
little quick.
except just that he's, you know, leaving a voicemail that he's using the suit, and she was right. He needed to bring it.
And this is the street performer. What was his name again?
Cam Cole.
Cam Cole. And so he's
Hmm.
like well known in London. This is London, right? So
This is,
this is
yep. I
so
don't know if he's well known. I mean, he's more well known now for sure, but this is his setup. This is exactly how he looks when he performs on the streets in London.
oh okay.
And you can find him randomly around.
Is there a particular reason why they chose this guy for the show? I mean, is there anything he's done? They just went out and found him, I guess. I'm just is there
I think they
anything
might have just found him. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of the backstory. I should have looked that up, but I think he's just one of the, because you get a lot of street performers like in the UK. I noticed it more in Glasgow, but there are quite a lot in London as well. Um, but it's one of those like, it's one of those things. There's a lot of street performers, and a lot of them are really good. And Ted likes to give people chances.
okay. Okay. I was just curious about that. So all right. So okay, we're at the event, and this is the event where they're going to sell off all the players,
Yeah,
right?
so it's kind of like a, yeah, you buy a date with a
Charity.
player, charity auction. Yep.
And
And Rebecca's walking the red carpet. She looks a little nervous, and Keeley gives her some advice, and
oh yeah, so like
yells
yeah,
that she's fit and everything, and it makes Rebecca laugh and gives her some really good photos.
what
Not
was the
that she
line
needs much help, because my goodness, she's gorgeous.
the wasn't there a line that Ted said about how to break the to when she's up on stage to make
Yeah,
a
make a
brief
joke. She'll, that's in a little bit, but yeah, just make a joke about yourself. Oh,
right.
we also missed the little thing where he met up with with Nate, and Nate was wearing a suit that was like 2 sizes too big for him. So Ted went out and bought him that suit that he's wearing now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. What I was leading up to before though is when Ted says that to her about making a joke about herself. She asked the funny part was what can I say or something, and
Yeah.
then he gets embarrassed because he doesn't want to say anything insulting to her. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
where was that suit? I want to see that.
It
Wait,
was a little bit before, and like,
there
there
we
it
go. Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
he's wearing a
nice.
suit that's too big.
Yeah. So all right. And okay, yeah, that does look a little better
Yeah.
there. So
And
all right.
she's like, nice to meet you to Nate, even though he's been working there forever, which doesn't help
Yeah.
his confidence any.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yes, and then Beard met his date at a chess, club. Apparently, they liked each other's moves. Oh, yes, here it is where Ted's like, you can say, no, I don't know. You can say, no, I don't know." And just is like back and forth on it.
oh Oh, this is the line. Okay, this is
This is
where it
it
went.
here,
Okay.
this scene, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I thought it happened back in the office. I couldn't remember what it was. Okay,
No,
gotcha.
it happens here. And then he like disappears and comes back, and then you can see Beard and Jane are talking here about, and they're having a virtual chess match. Basically, they're just thinking about pieces and where to place them and stuff. And Ted stops for a second. He's like, "Are y'all having a chess game without a board?" He's like, "Sorry, I'll leave you alone." Yeah.
So this is her up on stage doing the, what did she say? Did she say something
Yeah,
about her?
she says, this is really important, and if I could hug each and every one of you for your donations, well, I wouldn't, because as everyone knows, I'm not much of a hugger. And it's a little cute little laugh moment. Not the best thing she could have said, but it still worked.
Yeah. So, oh yeah,
And
here's the
in
ex-husband.
comes Rupert.
So he's here to he's not really trying to hurt
He's
anybody or
here
do
to
anything.
steal her thunder and look
Okay,
better
that's
than
right.
she does. Yeah.
So and of course she's like she doesn't want to see him there. I
Yeah,
think,
and
right?
earlier she had said, when she was talking to Higgins at the office, that table 4 would be the boring table, and he goes, "That's where I'm sitting," and then it's like silence. So she puts Rupert at table 4, which she had dubbed the boring table.
Oh, okay. I missed that
Yeah,
part. Okay. Huh.
yeah.
Who
And then
is?
the old lady
Oh,
is like, "I'll be bidding on you," and
yeah.
it freaks Jamie out, and he goes, and then Roy teases him, "If she bids over 3,000, you will have to fuck her." And Jamie's like, "Wait, that's not real, is it?" And Keely's like, "No, just, a little bit of hand action." And then him and Roy laugh at him, and he gets mad and runs away. And she tries to follow him.
The funny part, well, later on is that the is that later on she gets jealous and she starts
Hmm.
over bidding so no one can get him.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's the other girl. Her name is Bex.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. It was actually a
Mhm.
plant of sort.
Yeah, yeah.
A ploy.
Jamie's
Yes.
other plus one.
Yes.
And now Roy and Ted are having a little bit of a heart to heart about, smoothing things over with between Roy and Jamie, and Nate comes real close to him, and because he told the guys to stop messing with Nate, and Nate is like super close. He's like, "Oh, I was gonna hug you, but then I chickened out," and then he does it anyways. And here's the point where he says, "Good for you for getting back out there in that dress and looking like that." And it was like such a backhanded comment, because she didn't think she could get away with that kind of a dress. She thought she was too old for it. And Ted said, "No, it's all about confidence. You can wear it. You can do it." And his little sly cutting remark of, "Good for you getting back out there looking like that." It's just such a little dig that he knows exactly what he's doing and exactly what he's saying. And Ted's also telling him that they had Robbie Williams cancel on him, and he's like, "Oh, I know Robbie Williams. I can send a text and get him right over here." And uh, I think actually he says that right after Rebecca leaves
Hmm.
here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Does he have a scar on his head? No, it's
yeah, a
just
little.
his
Yeah, I think so.
something.
It might be
Right.
just how he is, but yeah. And then this is where he's talking about, Robbie Williams. I can text him and he'll be right over. And Ted's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go find Rebecca and ask her if she wants to do that," because he doesn't quite see it yet until he and now here comes the auction.
Right. We jumped ahead there. So he
Yeah.
doesn't quite see. Were you gonna say? Were you gonna add something to
Oh,
that?
he was gonna go find Rebecca, and then he doesn't quite see the how it affects her yet, and put it in the context, everything he said to Rebecca in context, until he sees Rebecca crying about what he had
Oh,
said, and then I think he kind of puts it together like he wasn't being nice.
right. Yeah, that's outside though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's outside. And yeah,
Okay.
here we are with the bidding war on Jamie, because Bex makes a bid and trying to get him to go up in price.
Oh, there's the they're just starting. So then we jumped to this scene where she was crying, and
Yeah.
then we jump
He's
back to the auction.
yeah,
Yeah.
and she's just telling him I used to think his blunt honesty was, a good thing, and now I realize he's just a jerk. Um and Ted's like, "You want to just get out of here?" And she's like, "No, I don't want him to win."
Hmm. Oh, I mean, nice little hug. So
Yeah, yeah. And
this
this
whole
is where
thing
he's
comes up.
like, "Do you want to get out of here?"
I guess those
Petty
are common
cabs,
around
yeah.
London or something.
It's
There's a
kind of common everywhere. I've taken a pedicab in New York City once.
oh
I
really?
only
Okay.
did that because it was New Year's Eve and we couldn't really get anywhere. And we were just like, you know what? Maybe this will work. So we jumped in a pedicab, paid like $80 to go, like, I don't know, seven blocks or so. But we did get a really good place. We watched the ball drop, turned around, watched the fireworks, and went right down and caught the last train out. So it worked out pretty well. No regrets. And here they try and break the ice. He's like, "I'll tell you why you're a jerk, you tell me why I'm a jerk, and we'll just get it out of our systems." So they kind of have a little bro moment and work their stuff out a little bit.
But one of them says something, the other one refuses, right? Isn't
Yeah, at
the
first Jamie's like, "I don't want to," he's like, "I don't want to admit to everything that you said." And then Roy just kind of rolls his eyes, and then Jamie's like, "Even if it is just a little bit true." And Roy tells him a story about a guy when he first started playing that was kind of an old jerk to him. And Jamie's like, "Did you guys ever become friends?" And Roy was like, "No, I hope he's dead." And they clink, and Jamie says, "To you dying." And they cheers. And so things are kind of better between them.
I forgot about that
And
line. That's
yeah,
a good one.
yeah. So then he asks, "Oh, did you want me to talk to Robbie?" And Ted's like, "It occurs to me that if you could have asked him to come, you could have just as easily texted him and asked him not to come." And Rupert goes, "Well, that would have made me a real piece of shit, wouldn't it?" Just with this horrible grin on his face. And so Higgins is scrambling, still trying to find a musical guest. And Ted's like, "You know what? Come with me. I have an idea." He says, "Forget the rest. I need the best. Let's go, Higgins." And
And
they have a little bit of a heart to heart here. I'm talking a lot. You can talk. I'm sorry.
no, that's fine. That's fine. No, because I watched the episode a week ago, so when you're talking, remember it refreshes what the scene is about. And you know more. You're more you watched the episode more than I have, so
Yeah,
you're more.
quite a
So
bit.
that's what.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, so they're just kind of talking a little bit about Jamie, and Keely's like, "When I was 20, I was dating a 21-year-old footballer, and now I'm 30 and I'm still dating a 21-year-old footballer." And she's like, "Well, they're fun." And Rebecca's like, "But are they like accountable? Because I dated a man for I was married to a man for 8 years, and he never took responsibility for any single one of them." And then she also tells her that Bex was Jamie's other plus one.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, the other woman that's outbidding her or was
Mm-hmm.
outbidding her. Did that
No,
outbidding war?
Keely won the bid.
Okay, so we were gotten
Yeah,
past that scene.
yeah.
So that's what I was wondering. So,
Mm-hmm.
alrighty. And yeah, that's when she confronts him and Jamie together, right? This
Mm-hmm.
is where
Yeah. She's like, and he goes, "Don't worry. It was so cool to see you jealous and everything like that." And she's like, "You think jealousy's cool, do you?" So she bids on Roy,
yes.
which Roy is not a fan of because it's putting him in the middle of their, their argument.
And the other one that what I forget the other one that the other plus one that is
Bex,
that
yeah.
yeah does she make an appearance? Was she doing anything else for this episode? I mean, or does
Not
she
for
just
this episode, but she does appear in a few other episodes. You'll see her around. And then Cheryl, the old woman there, wins the bid on Roy. And Keely walks away mad at Jamie there.
right? And the older woman actually won. I forgot that part. Okay,
Yeah, the
thanks for
older
reminding.
woman won the bid on Roy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of the other because the older woman was bidding on
On
Jamie, I guess,
Jamie, yeah, and she did
yeah,
not
and
win
she
that bet.
lost.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was thinking of was that other
Yeah,
scene. Okay. So, all right. And oh yeah, so now
and
we have
then
the
they,
performance.
yeah, they pop up Cam something.
Yeah. And yeah, she was like, and she's looking at like why is this here kind of an attitude. I
Yeah,
forget what
yeah,
she's
she's like so nervous about it, and it turns out he's really good. She's
yeah.
like so confused. Ted's all,
And
happy go lucky, and Higgins is like, oh.
now the music he's playing, is this the actual music that this guy plays in
Yes,
real
this is
life?
his, yeah, it's his song. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And
Because
yeah,
he
the styrofoam cup, like all of that jazz. This is exactly what he does.
the reason I'm asking is now the course the crowd gets up and starts dancing, but that's obviously part of the story. They're going to tell that's
Hmm.
they're going to say to the actors to go up and dance. Anyway, I'm just curious if
Right.
that many people would actually get up in real life and start dancing to his music. So
I don't know. Like I
uh
said, they're all like all these football kids are like 20 years old. So if
yeah.
if they were going to, they would. And
Mhm.
then Jane's like, "Can we go dance?" And Beard says another chess move, and so then
Oh,
Jane
oh,
leaves him.
where was that? I'm sorry. Where was that? Beard and the date,
Beard and
right? Oh, right
Jane,
there.
yeah, yeah.
There we go. So yeah,
And she's
explain that
like,
scene again. I'm sorry.
"Oh, Jane's like, you want to go and have a dance?" And Beard's like, night to something or other." And she's like, "Ugh," and walks away
Oh,
because
really? Oh, I missed that
he's,
part.
yeah,
Okay.
he's
He's too obsessed with chess at this point, or
a little bit. Well, he's nervous, I think, with a woman around, but you see Jane a lot. But yes, this is her name is Jane, and she's actually one of the head writers on the show. It's
okay, this is
her,
more new to
Bill Lawrence, Jason Sudeikis, Brett Goldstein, and one other guy whose name I don't remember are the
me.
main
Okay.
writers
And
on the
so,
show.
but as a character, she's basically not really impressed
She's
as
not
him
really
with.
prominent, but her and Beard date like on and off through the whole show.
Oh, okay, okay.
She is a little crazy, or a lot crazy.
And as far as her character, that would you, since she's a writer, is she? How would you rate her overall? Since she makes more appearances, how would you rate her as her character? Does she act pretty well too?
Oh yeah,
As
she does for sure. And like Jane is insane. Like everybody says Jane's crazy, and she plays crazy really well. It's fun.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
she's
But
definitely crazy,
yeah,
but
but
in a
not
good
in this
way.
episode.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So we go. This is where everyone starts dancing, and then we
Hmm.
realize, oh, it's okay because well,
I love
like I said,
Higgins getting in there and dancing too. Look at him. Hit play for a second.
okay, hold on a second.
Uh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, we
oops,
missed it.
yeah, let me go back a little.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, I just like the way Higgins gets in there with everybody and starts dancing. It's so funny. There he
Here we
is.
go.
He's so excited, having fun.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
And then Jamie goes to find Keely.
I guess she's. I
Yeah,
guess
he's
she.
fun.
Well, she's a model, so I guess she got a lot of money because they were. She was throwing out a lot of money
Yeah,
for
she's got a lot. She's got a good amount of money. She's a model and she does commercials and like all sorts of things.
because yeah, she was throwing all. Yeah,
Hmm.
but so everyone likes him, and oh, here we got the. I
Yeah,
guess
he
a little
makes a
final.
little snide comment and stuff like that, and she's just like, "Thank you for your donation," and just kind of, and he walks away.
Now, the donation he was making was for the charity, not for the. That's why I
Yeah,
was.
it's for the charity event that they are having here. Something about kids. I don't know. He, I just know they
Okay.
said for the children once or twice. So it
Yeah,
was, yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Maybe it was going toward
the
the
club
team. I
itself.
guess,
No,
yeah, that's
no,
yeah.
no. It's a
Okay, that makes more
t-
sense now.
charity event.
Gotcha. Alrighty,
And then
and
Ted's like, "You may think you're the only one that sees him for who he really is, but you're not." And Beard is upset and drunk, so he's got to go take care of that. And then Jamie's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, do you know what you're sorry for? And he's like, you always ask me that. And she's like, and then they get interrupted by Roy, who's like, I'm not happy with you guys using me as a pawn in your argument. It made me feel stupid. And she's like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. And Jamie's like, what are you apologizing to him for? And she says, being accountable matters, Jamie. And he's like, so she's like, so she breaks up with him. And she's like, you know what? We're done. I'm done
And
with
that's
you.
is that I'm giving, I guess to be giving something away, but is it a permanent breakup or?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. But she's still on the show though, right? We're gonna
Yes.
keep her on. Okay, good because
Yes.
I like her. So
Yeah. No. Yeah. She sticks around.
yeah, I don't want
Um.
to see. I didn't want to see her leave just simply because of that kind of
No. No.
situation.
Nope. She stays around.
Okay.
And
So
once she breaks up with him, she's like, she leans over the bar and takes 2 bottles of alcohol. She's like, "Can I take this?" And the bartender's like, "I don't care." And then
oh,
she
here we
goes
go.
outside and meets with Rebecca, and she's like, "Do you want to go get
Oh,
drunk?" And she's like,
oh,
"Yeah."
there it is. Yeah, oh, there it is.
You want to go get
Yeah.
drunk? And Rebecca's like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah. Let's see. So we had Ted. Is he talking to his wife again,
Yeah,
or
just
trying to leave?
listening to a message, I think.
Okay.
It
And
doesn't
then
tell us
we
what he said. Yeah.
and Beard. Oh, Beard's hair is like all
Oh yeah,
frizzled or something.
it's crazy. He's got some frazzly hair. Yeah.
And what you have to remind me about the conversation they're having here. Was it?
They're just talking about, it'll be all right, it's just a woman, it's fine, you'll be good, just kind of those kinds of pep talks. And Beard's
He,
like,
what,
"Ugh."
so Beard was that frazzled over a single date? I mean,
Yeah,
is it,
he's got some issues, but him and Jane have crazy issues. They're insane together. They make each other crazier. But he's
and
also
then that was
super drunk apparently. And then you can see
and
Keely and Rebecca in the car.
yeah,
Yeah.
and everybody on. There you go. All
Yeah.
right. So that was the end of episode 4. So before we go too far, we got
Mhm.
I'm not well. Some of these comments, I'll just bring up this one.
Okay.
Stefan saying, "How are you?" Yeah, we're doing good, thank you. So thanks for
Yes,
the
very
comments.
good. Thank you.
So yeah, as far as the episode, I guess overall, as the importance to the overall series, how would you say this relates, is relevant to
Um,
that?
I think it's pretty important. I mean, you have a lot of we see Rupert for the first time and get a judge of his character. We get Keely and Jamie breaking up, and how she's kind of um more mature than he is and things like that, and it gives context for that. Um, Ted getting a sense of what Rupert is like as well, because I don't think he's met Rupert before this. And it just kind of gives a little more context for the way that I think everybody kind of reacts in the show. Not so much the other players, but we get a little bit more of a feeling of why Rebecca is doing what she's doing and how he's just been awful forever and for years, and how she's just so bitter about their divorce, and he just doesn't make it any easier to be less bitter because he's a miserable, uh we can call him a man, I guess. He's kind of a jerk, but I think it's a really good episode for the context on a lot of different things. And the only reason that he showed up to the gala event at all was to steal her thunder, basically, and be the center of attention so that she wouldn't get credit for the event, even though she's
Is
the one that
Rebecca
set it up.
is Rebecca any kind of a if she's never made out to be, well, she's kind of, when I first met her, when I first see her in the first couple of episodes, I'm not sure if she's going to be kind of vindictive or kind of a bad person. She doesn't. It seems like she's kind of stern. Maybe I was just like
Yeah, she's just a little bitter, I think, still about the whole divorce and how everything went, and she really just is angry, still. It's not even been a year since they've been divorced, and she's still just hurt and upset, and she's really still deep into these feelings of betrayal and loss, and all of the things that he did to her being, plastered all over news magazines all the time. Anytime they talk about somebody he cheated on her with, every time he's out with a different starlet, she can't take the time to herself to heal because it's all over the news and different, celebrity gossip rags and things like that. So it's like always in her face, all of the things that he did to her and stuff like that. So I feel like she's she's just a little bit bitter, and she's still really hurt because, like I said, it hasn't even been a year yet, and it's always in her face, and she can't get away from it really.
Mm. All right. And as far as like, I don't know if you want to give a rating as to like, I guess you give a rating in relation to the other episodes. I don't know, or if you want to give a
um
rating at them, or how,
I don't
well, how
know.
about we give a rating?
There's Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, if you want to say if this episode is like relevant, maybe not so relevant, or maybe a must see episode of some sort, as far as the
Well, I
relation to
think
the rest.
it's a bit of a must-see episode because you have so much of the relationship context. We get to see, um, the relationship with her and Rupert. We get to see the developments in the relationship with Keely and Jamie. We get to see a little bit of a development of a relationship here with Keely and Rebecca. They're connecting more. This is the most they've talked in any of the episodes so far. Um, and and they're just starting to develop a little bit of a friendship, um and it also is where Roy and Jamie kind of put aside their differences a little bit and talk things out to, get a little better. And she breaks up with Jamie and everything, and there's a lot of relationship information in this episode, like character relations that is needed to be seen.
Mhm. Okay. And would you want to give a rating for this? If, like I said, I wouldn't, because it's sometimes it's hard to give a rating for the show.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I'm not great at those rating things out of 10 and stuff. I wouldn't say this is my favorite episode, but it's definitely important for a lot of different context and things. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll rank all of the episodes one to, what is it, 8 episodes in the first season or 10 episodes? I think it's 10. Maybe I'll
10, okay.
maybe I'll rank all of them sometime, but I don't know.
Okay, just curious. That's cool. So yeah, I would say definitely I probably won't give it a rating either. I'm just going to say that it definitely the show is definitely showing a uh, a nice development. A nice, they're
Mhm,
being consistent. Definitely, they're not, the characters definitely have a lot of they're are definitely being fleshed out in a
mhm,
way that's, you get to see all of them, and that's what's very nice to see that. And the show definitely seems to be evolving and not just maintaining some sort of I don't know, what's, I'm gonna say status quo, or maybe just,
mhm.
I don't know, but it
It
definitely
doesn't
has
say
has
stagnant, it keeps
yeah,
moving.
there you go. That's a good way of putting it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and I so far, yeah, I would definitely say I still enjoy the series so far. And as far as how many I've only seen, this is only the fourth episode I've seen. So, but
Mhm.
I definitely is not, my interest in the show has not dropped in any way. It's still very
Very
strong.
cool. Very cool.
Alrighty. And I would definitely, so far, if anyone else out there is watching, if you want to watch the series, I would definitely recommend it for you
Yeah,
as
for
well.
sure. For sure. I recommend this show to like everybody I can.
And how many, let me get over here for a second. I have here.
There are 10 episodes in the first season and 12 in the second season. There were going
Oh,
to be only 10 episodes in season 2 as well, but Apple ordered an extra 2 episodes.
okay. Okay.
Season
Okay.
3
So yeah,
doesn't
and
come out until later this year.
right, right, right. Okay. And as far as, you don't have to give anything away, but as far as the end of season two, well, let me ask you this: do the shows leave on some sort of cliffhanger at the end of each series, or is it just like we're just gonna end?
Um,
Is it like? because I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it seems like that became a craze during the 90s into the 2000s where we
Yeah, no,
had
it's not a huge cliffhanger. It would be a little disappointing if they didn't finish it, but it's not like it leaves you like, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen next?" It's kind of like, "Okay, this is how the story's going." It's kind of like, season 1 to season 2, there's not like a huge big thing that leads from one episode to the next episode, you know? I think season 2 has a I wouldn't call it a cliffhanger though. It's not really a cliffhanger. It's just an interesting story piece to move from one to the next, I think is how I would say. It keeps you interested, it makes you intrigued, but you're not like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that. What's gonna happen next?" It's not like one of those kinds of cliffhangers. It's just like, "Okay, I really wanna know what the next part of this story is." Not like yeah, not like a
yeah.
huge cliffhanger kinda deal.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like I said, I was just seeing it just became so popular for a while, and I just
Mhm.
wondered if it's not a big deal if it does or not. I'm just just
Yeah.
curious if it. So okay, cool. Alrighty, so yeah, definitely a recommendation for both. Well, from definitely from you because you've seen
Yeah.
all this so far. So
All of
and me too. I
them
mean,
several
yeah,
times.
several times. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't know what I'm gonna watch, I usually Ted Lasso if I'm like scrolling through something or going to, you know, just chilling at the end of the day. I watch Ted Lasso.
Oh, really? Okay.
So
Wow. Okay. So it's like
yeah,
a fall life. So oh, it's interesting. So
like
and
almost daily. Yeah.
so I mean,
It's
so
just such a
as far
good
as
show.
when you're watching it, when you fall back onto the show, like you have nothing else to watch or something, do you keep it in your head which is the next episode you need to watch, so you know to be consistent, or do you just jump through your favorite episodes?
Oh no, I just kind of watch them all through. It holds your mark wherever you are, and pick up where you left off. Um, and when I get to the end, start episode 1 again from season 1, episode 1.
Okay.
Just a good
All
thing
right.
to have on in the background, and, like, it's always good, and it never fails to make me smile no matter how many times I hear the lines or see the scenes, it always has that uplifting quality to it for me, anyway.
Mhm. All right. All right. Well, that's good. Okay. Let's. Yeah. So yeah, as far as the for Ted Lasso, I assume we'll eventually get to probably episode number 5. But
Mhm. Oh,
is there
wait,
anything
let me
you'd like to?
see, the f I'm trying to think my favorite episode for the season. I think my favorite episode in the season is episode 8, maybe? Um, let's see. I know my favorite episode in the whole series so far is in season 2, but, in season 1, my favorite episode is, yeah, episode 8 is my favorite
Oh,
episode.
okay.
Yeah, 8 and
So
9 are
hopefully.
pretty amazing.
Oh, all right. Well, don't give away too. I guess don't give it away. So
Yeah, yeah.
we'll get up there. We can, I assume we'll probably get up to that point eventually anyway. So,
I feel like we probably will. We keep coming back to it because it's just so good, and I love talking about it, so
all righty. Well, hey, so what would you like to talk about next week? Do you have any ideas to give our audience? Uh,
Hmm. Let's see, next week.
we don't have to come up with something today. We can always, or next 2 weeks, it would actually be. But
Yeah, next 2 weeks. Well, we can think about something. If you think about something as you're watching this episode, leave a comment. Maybe we'll talk about it. But we'll try
okay.
and come up with something.
All righty. Well, let's go back to our question from earlier. Looks like I had a really decent response so far. Let me
Oh,
refresh the
yes, look at
screen.
that.
123 votes so far and 2 comments. So
Not
rock
bad.
clearly in say
Yeah.
25 pop, 12% with your choice, 10% with pop, and 4% with jazz.
Mhm.
We got here.
We
Rap
have
is, and then rap
rap
has sucked
and
for over a decade.
okay.
You know,
I will take your word for it. I assumed that rap would fall under hip hop, but maybe it's not. I don't know. I guess I don't
and
listen
the
to it enough to know the specific genre.
I liked rap music when it first came out. The I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, but it slightly turned me off when it started relaying messages like political messages or things like that. It's like okay, I get it, but I just like when it was more just having fun.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
it's yeah, during the 80s it was just like all about having fun, and it wasn't so much, and they just got more serious during the 90s, that's all. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It just kind of, I just want to be enjoying and having fun. It's when songs get too messagey. It's not, like I said, I'm not trying to criticize it. It just slightly turns me off a little bit, that's all. So I just want any kind of music. It doesn't matter what kind of music. It could be rock music, anything. I just want to listen and be entertained. And so the interesting thing, like there are certain Beatles songs I like, and like if you listen to the lyrics, like they will purposely just say words that have no meaning whatsoever. There's just words put into the song because it sounded good. And there's no structure to the sentence or anything. It's just words that flow. It's not all the songs were like that, but it's just like, there's no message at all. It's just words put together. That's kind of interesting. And but yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, I'm not agreeing with anything. I'm not saying it sucked. I'm just saying it's turned me off a little bit. That's all is what I'm saying. So
I'm your standard 90s white girl that liked Eminem, and that was about the extent of my foray into any kind of rap music.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. See, anything else you'd like to add before we wrap everything up?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. If you'd like to support what we're doing, of course, we have the affiliate link for NordVPN in the description below. If you choose to buy that, that would help support or fund what we're doing here. And of course, we have Literacy Connections. If you'd like to give another talk about that again.
Yeah, as I said in the beginning, Literacy Connections of the Hudson Valley is a nonprofit organization, and we are trying to promote literacy in the Hudson Valley area of New York. And if you want to click that link below, you can see what we do, and click the donate link on our page to help keep us going. We always appreciate it.
I was trying to find the page. I didn't have it up. So, but yeah, it's. I tried to bring it up while you're saying. I just didn't have it up in time. That's fine. But
you
yeah,
have so many things open all the time.
As Rachel was saying, the link is in the description below, and anything, as you've said before, any help is appreciated, I assume.
Yes,
correct?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So thanks everybody for watching, and thank you, Rachel, and we'll see you next for the next show.